information to give in reference to his own personal experiences with the death of one of his children or his child. And of course, Ms. Greenlee, why don't you say some things in reference to how the fathers are able to play a significant role in terms of helping us to somehow deal with all of these problems with youth violence and murder and et cetera, and then allow Mr. Howard to give us some information in reference to his own personal experiences.
Yes, Dr. Haney, for the years that I've been out here in the community, I've seen over and over and over, even going to funerals, that the fathers plays a huge part in being absent from our children and our youth. When we go to the funerals, everybody always come to us, but I know that for a fact that there's been fathers that have been sitting there next to the mother, but no one knows anything about them or their voice, and you just like, oh ma'am, I'm so sorry what happened, and then you pass on. And that father needs to be touched also and say, sir, I really feel your pain, or I'm sorry this happened to you. But the fathers won't step up, and I don't know why. And I'm hoping that these men that I've brought with me today that will help bring that forth. This young man here sitting to my right now, Mr. Howard, he's a hard-working man out in the community, been out there for years. And when I got a phone call about him and his tragedy, it struck me and it really touched my heart, and I had to reach out to him once again.
Very good. Mr. Howard, why don't you tell us something about your own personal experiences in reference to this?
Well, I've been working in the community for like the last 11 years through my own organization. It's called Personal Interest in Changing Character, because my interest was personal. You know, I spent 20 years out here in these streets, you know, doing the things that we did, because we got caught up, you know, I went to college, so I'm college educated, but I got caught up in a lifestyle, and it kind of took me away from my family, but I still was there to raise my kids. Now, after I was incarcerated, I came out here and I had the need to just make a change for myself and these young men who struggle in life from lack of opportunity, lack of hope. And so it's been a tough 10 years, but recently, that whole struggle, that whole hopelessness, that whole lack of opportunity, you know, hit home. My son, Jawan Booker, was murdered a month ago, okay? And we buried him 3 weeks ago. Okay, so even though I'm feeling the anger and the frustration, you know, I'm still out here to do the work, because these young men need to hold on to more than just what these streets have to offer. You know, these streets don't have too much to offer. You know, you need to give these young men some opportunities, some hope to do something different than what they're already doing.
And so you got a personal testimony, and as you said, the whole thing sort of came home to you when it happens, things that you've been trying to prevent from happening to youth for the longest, for the 10 years, all of a sudden you get the word that something has happened to your child. What was your first feeling in reference to that, Mr. Howard?
My first feeling was anger, frustration, you know, hopelessness, because I couldn't do nothing myself.
Because you'd already talked to him about it, undoubtedly.
Well, I mean, I talked to him about it, and sometimes, you know, it's just the wrong place, wrong time, okay? And you know, my son was a good kid, but you know, he had his issues as well, but he had tried to make a difference in his life, you know. He was taking care of his family, you know, working, doing everything that he should do. But always, when you change, the streets don't change with you. So whatever came with that, sometimes, you know, it comes back to you. You know, it's kind of the chicken come home to roost. You know what I mean? And you know, it's unfortunate. You know, it's a struggle daily, but you know, I know that I can still continue to make a difference. And though I lost my son, somebody may not have to lose theirs.
By what some of the things that you might be able to say, or some of the things you might be able to do, you can prevent that from happening to others.
Yes, sir.
Is that the general way that folks feel in reference to that, Ms. Greenlee? Speak to that.
Yes, exactly. You know, I was kind of out there in the streets doing this before my son was murdered, just like Mr. Howard. So, but it gives you more passion to really want to get out there to stop that next bullet for that next child, or just that innocent grown person that can be just coming out the door. Again, until we address the plentifulness of the guns that's coming into our poor, low-income neighborhoods. We can talk about the gangs, the bad use all day long, but we need to start also focusing back on how they're really getting these guns. I could say my son would have been still here if it wasn't for him getting, them having that gun. We need to talk about why we don't have opportunities. Why every time something go on in our community, it get cut, low budget cut, campsites get cut, free lunch get cut, any kind of job program get cut. Why we always be the one to get chopped down? Now, I'm asking everybody, the system, elected officials and all, to just come together. And yeah, I do like the movie Tyler Perry have our haves and have-nots. But see, as one of the young men said, that's an illusion that's going on, but that's a true story. And this is how the system got us living. It's sad because how I can go down one street and say, oh, look at those beautiful homes. And I turned on one little block and like, damn, it's a third world country. So why do we have to keep on being divided like that? So until we talk about socializing and socioeconomics here with our kids again, and let me just say this, Dr. Haney, when are we gonna get bold enough where we're gonna start talking about this in schools, libraries, churches, and just in open tables at home? We don't even have dinner at the table anymore. Everybody eating over there, everybody eating upstairs, and some people don't eat at home. I think until they let us start speaking on this and letting us, one Sunday a month, let us come into church and talk about youth gang, teen pregnancy, drugs, all of this, guns. My step grandson would still be here. The young man had the gun. He accidentally killed him, but where did he get the gun? So until we start talking about other things other than gang member, this and that, and not the solution, we just gonna keep on having these conversations.
Mr. Howard, what would you say in reference to trying to convince and say some other words to our young people?
Well, the young people, they got a saying, that I'm ready to die. But I want to challenge all young people to just, find something that you want to live for.
Ready to live.
And live for that. It's more to it than just coming out here and dying for nothing. And the greatest thing out here is a lot of times these streets offer a sense of belonging, a sense of opportunity, whereas, we don't have no job programs. We don't have nowhere for the young men and like women to go. We don't have nothing for them to do positive. When I was growing up, you always had something to do. I mean, the center state opened at like 11 o'clock. Now they have nowhere, no safe havens, and it's just we need to find something for them to do. And my hope is for us to be able to just make a change in like young people's lives.
Ms. Greenlee, over the last minute and 25 seconds we have, do you think it would be cost effective if we could come up with some kind of programs that would prevent the things from happening that we're talking about here?
Yes, the program I'm coming up with now out of my own home, starting in my garage. I'm already starting a GED class there because I found out half of them have already been expelled and they've already been put out of alternative school. I also got a group called Straight Talk. That's meaning I'm bringing all the young men in and just straight talk about what's going on. I got another group called Back to Basics. That's bringing all the young ladies in and let them talk about personal hygiene and what's going on with them. They don't want to hear about college and fire department and all that right now. You need to find out what's going on with them. So quit talking about, I didn't get in this program, I didn't qualify for this program. We either make $1 too much or $1 too less. It's gonna always be there. Start on your own front porch in your own living room and just get your ass out here and grab these kids and quit giving me all the excuses.
And that, you think that will have some kind of impact if we could all do that?
That'll have a great impact. In fact, April the 18th,